the dictionary describes awe as a feeling of reverential respect mixed with fear or wonder. And as an example, I am in awe of my favorite actress, Meryl Streep, and her versatility with acting, her ability to play a witch in Into the Woods 1 minute, and a word that rhymes with witch but starts with a B in The Devil Wears Prada, and the romantic lead in It's Complicated, and then she can even sing beautifully in Mamma Mia, and sing horribly when she plays the singer Florence Foster Jenkins in the movie of the same name. As an actress myself, she just totally inspires me, and I am in awe. Nature presents us with endless scenes and experiences that fill us with awe. Has anyone ever seen the Northern Lights? If you in the room, have a couple, three of us, 4 of us, maybe 4 in the room, and I'm sure several of you on the call have seen as well. Blazing, colorful streaks of light suddenly appearing in the night sky, sometimes appearing as curtains or streamers. And it's such a phenomenal sight. Astonishing and inexplicable is a great description. My brother Leon and I, who wrote the piece, saw the Northern Lights when we were teenagers. And the musical piece we just listened to was written by my brother very recently to represent the sense of awe that we felt at viewing it. And Aurora Borealis is derived from the Greek word aurora, meaning sunrise, and boreas, meaning wind. So it doesn't matter that there's now a scientific explanation having to do with charged particles and sunspots and solar winds. I'm not going to bore you with that because I don't quite understand it anyway myself. It still has a sense of mystery and connection to a larger universe as I watch it. Is there a larger spiritual meaning to the Aurora Borealis and those beautiful solar winds? Well, you have to stay until the end to find out what one highly respected psychic intuitive friend of mine received as a message for us about that. So in the book Awe, The Delights and Dangers of Our 11th Emotion, neuropsychologist and positive psychology guru Pearsall represents a phenomenological study of awe. Now, he defines awe as an overwhelming and bewildering sense of connection with a startling universe that is usually far beyond the narrow band of our consciousness. Pearsall sees awe as the 11th emotion. Beyond those that are now scientifically accepted, did you know that there are 10 emotions that science recognizes? I learned that in his book. What do you think they are? Any guesses?
Anger.
Anger is in there, I think. Yep.
Joy.
And they have it as enjoyment. Yep.
Hate.
What is it?
Hate.
Hate.
And love.
Hate. Love is there. I think as
anger, I think, is part of hate. Anger would be.
Yeah, maybe part of hate. Yeah. And then
I hate anger.
I hate anger, says Kit. So, in addition to those that you named, fear, sadness, embarrassment, curiosity, pride, despair, guilt is in there as well. And most definitions allow for awe to be a positive or negative experience, but we most describe experiences that are positive experiences when people are asked for, tell me a time when you experienced awe. And how about wonder? I went to Wikipedia, and wonder, Wikipedia calls wonder an emotion, so I think maybe it's like that awe. Comparable to surprise that people feel when perceiving something rare or unexpected. It can seem astonishing and inexplicable. So I had stolen those words from my description of the Aurora Borealis. Back to awe and wonder in nature. as I was writing this introduction to today's homily, I was watching the hummingbirds at the feeder in front of me. The 2-inch long hummingbird flaps its wings 70 times per second, seeming to hold still in the air while it is feeding at my feeder. He can fly 49 miles an hour. I'm sure you are all familiar with that. Then there's milkweed. In the past, I diligently pulled every last stalk of milkweed out of my perennial gardens because I was taught that it was a weed and good for nothing, just making your garden look unkempt, until I found out from Marguerite Ullman-Bauer, who was teaching our Weeds for Wellness class today at 1, that milkweed is precious because, why? Everybody in
Butterflies eat it.
butterfly and
you can eat it.
the monarch, and you can eat it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah, and it's the only food that the monarch butterfly feeds on when they are caterpillars. So if you want to attract the gorgeous monarch butterfly to your yard, you better start encouraging milkweed to grow there. The fragile little monarch butterfly is particularly intriguing because they migrate like birds. Our butterflies in the Northeast fly thousands of miles, despite enormous odds, may not make it, every year to return to their breeding grounds in Mexico. And we don't really know how they know their way back home. Their parents don't teach them because they could be up in the Northeast and have several generations of new babies before they're ready to fly back, new caterpillars turning into. Awesome. Back to milkweed. Many people, if you look online, are trying, desperately to find some of this strangely beautiful weed because so many people have been weeding it out. It's very rare. It's hard to find. And the other totally awesome thing about milkweed that Marguerite told me was that when you see a stand of milkweed, like stalks all growing in a bunch, that even though they appear to be separate, they are actually all one organism. They're all connected. And a beautiful example of oneness in nature, we are all one. And that's not all. As Maggie said earlier, you might be surprised to find out that milkweed is one of the weeds that, if cooked the right way, is delicious food. And if you're coming to class today, Marguerite is actually making us milkweed quiche. But just a warning, as Marguerite always says, don't try harvesting milkweed until you know the difference between dogbane and milkweed. Dogweed is a look-alike plant that is poisonous to humans because you have like a fast heartbeat. So that's why Marguerite is so important. And has anyone ever seen or heard a loon on the lakes? Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, favorite. Yeah, and they're coming back now. So we have more opportunity to hear them. And not only do they have an inexplicably crazy call, which is why we use the word loony to explain people when they have bizarre behavior, but a pair of loons and their babies eat half ton of fish in 4 months. That's 792 pounds of fish, which may explain why usually there's only one nesting pair on a lake, because they don't want to compete with each other for the fish.
And why fishermen don't like them.
And why fishermen don't like them. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah. They can overfish a lake big time. And they're when I was initially writing this, I was watching as the mama loon was teaching the baby loon to fly, and they fly in a zigzag pattern across the lake at about 40 miles per hour. And they are so heavy, so it's difficult for them to fly because they're a diving bird. They go down for fish. They can't take off from dry land, unable to take off on dry land. Um, they have to run across the surface of the water, flapping their wings in a circular motion while they paddle with their feet in order to get enough speed to lift in the air to fly. And the pair of loons that I was watching was strengthening their muscles so that they could get ready and teach the baby to fly so that they could make their long flight south to their particular ocean spot. So they go to the ocean, from freshwater to ocean in the winter on the ocean coast where they migrate to. We can't help but feel awe at these seeming miracles of nature and how these came to be, but we also have moments of wonder that can't be explained in our own daily lives, don't we? Like moments of synchronicity, being in the right spot at the right time that causes something good to happen or prevents something bad from happening. We hear people's stories all the time. Times that we can't explain, we had a gut feeling and followed it. We heard a voice or a song repeating in our head, and it turned out to be the answer that we were looking for. Or we suddenly have a sign from a departed loved one that can't be explained away. Or we get an answer or a premonition in a dream state or meditation that turned out to be absolutely true. And here at ISD Oneonta, a group of us have been sharing our dreams every Thursday in Dream Circle, as we were talking about earlier, to help each other discover the larger meaning or message in the dream. And we've often discovered times that we were each dreaming about the same specific thing. And the one that came to mind, that the one I can think, I know Story has a bunch of them, but many of us had a dream with toast or bread or making breakfast for a crowd. And when we came in, we all had this kind of a similar dream. And there was a meaning to it. I don't remember what it was. But we are all connected in some way. But we get too busy to notice all these signs that there is a larger force at work in our lives. One of my students decided to keep a journal so she would notice and make a note of all the coincidences that were happening in her life. And she said once she started to write them down, they kept occurring over and over again, and her journal got filled up. And she began to build up evidence, noticing the surprising connections and spot-on intuitions that were occurring in her daily life. And I think, we like to think, that her spirit guides or the universe was noticing, when you've dedicated yourself, you're writing them down. Same as with our dreams, the dreams start getting more and more profound. The synchronicities get more and more profound, just to kind of give you the proof that you're looking for. Now remember, I told you I would share a beautiful channeling about the spiritual meaning to the Aurora Borealis, and here we are. You waited and you get the prize. Mm-hmm. It was Amanda Hoover, my very talented co-director here at ISD. She said she was shown in a meditation she received that the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights, is actually divine love emanating from the stargates, creating magnificent beauty through the auroras. And she noticed that recently the colors have changed. Some, including Amanda, believe that it is assisting us with the ascension of Earth consciousness, which was knocked off its axis now at 23 degrees, causing her, meaning Gaia, Mother Earth, to go unconscious long ago. And Mother Earth, or Goddess Gaia, is waking up like the goddess Tefiti in the movie Moana, with the collective consciousness becoming more heart-centered and loving as we are her and she is us. And the goddess Gaia, as she explains, is a higher dimensional consciousness of the earth. So thank you, Amanda. And in conclusion, these beautiful magical summer days are calling. Go and experience the awe and wonder in everything you do. Take time to notice the connections and synchronicities and the mystery and the magic. As my brother-in-law frequently says, today is the best day of my life. Thank you.